How to use laptop or phone better for eyesight, part 2. Hello everyone and welcome to the Sviaton channel. My name is Sviatoslav and in this video I would like to talk about how to use a laptop or phone and without harming your eyesight, and maybe even turn it into a benefit for the eyes. We will take a closer look at the problem of lighting and light from the monitor and the three best options for how to work best for our eyes. Let's discuss the problem of tilting the head and eyes downwards and about correct posture when using a laptop and phone. And let's talk about the dangers of lack of blinking and how to train ourselves to blink often. In the last video we looked at the narrow gaze vision problems and how to solve them, the problem of static fixation on the monitor, and the top 3 skills that help solve this problem. If you are interested to see the first part of this video, then the link will be in the description. The necessity of correct use. Nowadays almost everyone uses a phone or a laptop, and this is a part of our life, but not everyone knows how to use them correctly so as not to spoil their eyesight, and it's necessary to learn new good habits and skills to improve and preserve vision in the future. Problem number 2 is lighting and monitor lights. Lighting and monitor lights are something that strains our eyes, and because of this, vision can deteriorate. In fact, millions of small pixels shine into our eyes from the computer at the same time and constantly for a long time. In nature, we have never had this, and nothing shown in our eyes, but there are constantly millions of small pixels here, and when this light constantly falls on the eyes, together with the immobility of the eyes, retinal fatigue and tension of the micro muscles of the iris occur. That is, the micro muscles of the iris are what expand and constrict the pupil. This mechanism begin to work worse, which is very dangerous for the eyes. And the work of the ciliary muscle also deteriorates. The ciliary muscle is a small muscle around the lens that ideally should dance constantly for the lens to vibrate continuously. The vibration of the lens allows light from different angles to focus on our retina in order for the retina to function normally. In general, retinal fatigue occurs. How to use a laptop or phone without harm to the eyes? The first is to switch in the monitor to night mode. Switching to night mode is the easiest option. Then in the eyes will receive much less bright light, and this will relieve stress. The second one, you can put on glasses with the holes. Glasses with holes are glasses that cover 85% of the space, and now these millions of pixels shine only 15% of which are these holes. Our eyes are in these glasses are already resting at the monitor because we have reduced this light load. Third, what you need to do is use the monitor itself with a good lighting in the room. Do not work in the dark at the computer, and always turn on some additional light so that it shines from above, and it will also greatly reduce the light load on your retina. The third problem that exists is the tilt of the head and eyes downwards. Your lower rectus muscles of the eyes are very tense and the upper one stretch at the same time. It can cause double vision since the lower rectus eye muscle pulls the eye down. Don't bend your neck too low. When you are working on a laptop and it is somewhere below, you are holding the phone too low because it interferes with normal blood flow. It happens because the blood vessels are stuck. Ideally, you should have a straight posture. For this, you need to sit wider and straighten shoulders. Head stretch, neck stretch. That is as if you pull up your head and your chin is slightly lowered. In this position, the blood flows normally, the nervous system works normally, and then you have a correspondingly normal blood supply for the normal passage of nerve impulse. You need to raise the monitor to the eye level. Raise the monitor so that the eyes look straight and the level of the neck tilt is no more than 30%. The face will be just parallel to the monitor. Fourth, a very important factor, a harmful problem is the lack of blinking. I talk a lot and often about blinking, and this is very important. Lack of blinking is a serious problem that forms when working at a computer. Lack of blinking causes conjunctivitis and a variety of redness of the eyes and fungal diseases of the eye. Lack of tear secretion means the eyes begin to dry out and no fluid is released, and dry eye syndrome is obtained. Dry eye syndrome is precisely the result of lack of blinking, and microbes begin to multiply. If we blink a little, our natural liquids do not lubricate our eyes. The lubricating liquid has a bactericidal effect, but now it's gone, and viruses and bacteria are reproducing, fungi and etc. The eyes begin to dry out, so dry eye syndrome is a very dangerous thing. You urgently need to improve a normal blinking. Myopia makes it difficult to blink. When our eye look at a close distance, it is a little elongated, like a cucumber, or like a camera lens when we press zoom. When the eyes is elongated, this complicates blinking. Since it's elongated, and to blink the eye must pull the skin on top of this convex and from below, and this is difficult. We usually blink when we shift our gaze from one distance to another. But he is elongated and myopia is a spasm of refocusing, and the eyeball is constantly in an extended state and doesn't blink. The eyes get used to being in this position, and that's just how it works out. The habit of blinking rarely, and this bad habit just leads to all those diseases and problems that I have listed. Blinking tremendously helps to refocus our eyes from near to far distance. Since we blinked, some of the oculomotor muscles relax, while others tensed, and the gaze would refocus, like a camera lens. When these blinks are not there, then there is no switching, and there we cannot refocus normally. That is, we would like to look into the distance and see everything clearly, but we cannot. Why? But because there is no blinking, and the refocusing also disappeared and myopia impaired. You must accustom yourself to blink frequently. To accustom yourself to blink frequently, every 3 seconds to blink normally. Blinking exercises, for example, we look at one corner of the monitor, blink. At the other corner of the monitor, blink. The third, blink. The fourth, blink. Then we look at the keyboard and blink. At the monitor again, blink. At the keyboard, blink. At the monitor, blink. Then we look into the distance and blink. At the monitor, blink. At the distance, blink. I already told you in previous videos that you need to learn to move your gaze when working at the monitor in other directions and far to the right, to the left, to the monitor. And now when you're doing this, you just also need to blink. We look to the side, blink. At the monitor, blink. To the side, blink. Like this you need to accustom yourself to blink often. The most important thing is to blink when you are looking at the different distances. When you look at the monitor, then lights goes in one viewing mode, and look at the keyboard, the monitor lights do not go anymore to your eyes. It is dark. This is a different viewing mode. From light to dark. You also need to blink. If you teach yourself to blink, this is a very simple habit, having developed which you will solve the problem of dry eyes. Redness will disappear, the eyes will stop drying, they will stop swelling, and the eye will function much better. Vision problems while working at a computer. This is a combination of fatigue of the entire visual system. That's all the visual system. Therefore, you also need to develop a very simple habit for yourself. You need to give your eyes rest. This is done very simply. Close your eyes for 10-15 seconds and imagine how your eyes relaxing. Just sit down, close your eyes, train yourself to do this, and when you have closed your eyes, set yourself up for the rest of the work. How often should you give rest to your eyes? How often to give rest to your eyes? Every 10-15 minutes you can do this. But first you can set some kind of timer, and then you will have an internal timer when you get used to it. How to get used to giving your eyes a rest? To get used to it, when you close your eyes and relax, enjoy the relaxation. When the relaxation process becomes pleasant, the body will require the next time to close your eyes again. And that means you will not force yourself to do this, but on the contrary, the body itself will require. Let's sit and close our eyes and rest. It will become a habit for you. It is easy to realize your life. The main thing is to start doing well. And of course, when you close your eyes too, give yourself a mindset. For example, my eyes are resting. My eyes and my eye muscle are relaxing. Try to feel how your muscles are resting. Feel that it becomes easy and pleasant for you. And of course, give yourself the same mindset that your vision is improving. Imagine how easy and pleasant the eyes are resting. My vision is improved. This is so good and pleasant feeling with my eyes closed. You open your eyes and feel that your eyesight has improved and a little, and your eyes are rested. You will get used to this habit to give your eyes a rest for only 10-15 seconds, and then your vision will be restored. The monitor will not bring problems and you will be able to work for a long time. But most importantly, without problems for your eyes. In this video, I told you about 3 problems that harm our eyes when working with a laptop, PC or phone. The first is the light from the screen and lighting in the room. The second, lowering the eyes and head down when using a laptop, phone, and the lack of blinking. What is the danger of this and how to develop habits to overcome these problems? Subscribe to my channel, hit the like button so more people can see this video. If you have any questions, then ask them in the comments below, and see you in the next video.